In this video, we will be showing you how to use Alumio to compare two dates. Example use cases are when you want to retrieve a list of orders and you want to filter out any order that's older than X days, to check if a customer meets the age requirement of the product that he has ordered, or to filter out any inactive prices from a price list. In this video, we will be using the last example. As you can see in the transformer tester on the right side, we have a product, we have a price, and we have a date string. What we have to do is first we are going to use a data transformer. Then the first step is adding a transformer that will inherit a default value, which will be today's date. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the list mapper. We are going to use the key accessor, and then we are going to add the inherit from supply data transformer. We are going to introduce the key called difference, which will be an array. And the first value of this array will be now, which will point to today. When we press test, we can see we now have an extra key that contains what we defined. The next step is to copy the date from the price to this array, so we can do the comparison in the later stage. So what we're going to do, we are going to use the copy using a pattern. The pattern will be the field that contains the date. In this case, it will be valid from. We will copy it to the difference array. And when we press test, we now see the difference array contains now and the date from the price. So the next step is casting this date to something that you can compare. So we're going to cast it to a timestamp, which is a numeric value. So we're going to use the value mapper for this. We are going to use a pattern accessor, and the pattern will be difference.star. So it will apply this mapper to each item within this difference key. I will use the format date mapper, and the output format will be U, which is the PHP format for a timestamp. So now when we press test, we can see we have now two numeric values, which we can subtract from one another, and the result can be used to compare the date. So I'm going to use another value mapper. In this case, we are going to use the key accessor, we are going to use the difference key, and we are going to use the operator mapper to do the subtraction. The operator will be subtraction. And now when we press test, we can see we have one value here, and this value can be used to do the actual filtering. So if the value is positive, it means that the date from this price entry is in the past. But if this value is negative, it means the date is in the future. So if you're going to change the valid from date to the 1st of June, which is tomorrow, and I press test, we can see we have a negative value. So this is how you use Alumio to do a calculation on a date and use the output of this calculation to compare if an entry should be kept or not. Good luck with comparing dates in your own integration.